A very warm welcome to our second edition of Ask, Learn and Adopt. Here the viewers can send us questions to the experts beforehand and the experts would answer their questions in conversation with Jerika and Microcreams. Today we have with us yoga expert Harsha Bhartia, who herself is a fit mom, and she will be sharing with us her expertise with prenatal and postnatal fitness with yoga. So, welcome, Harsha. It's lovely to have you here today. And
Punika, and it's really a pleasure to be here.
yes, and should we start because we have many people waiting eagerly to answer their questions. So,
Definitely, definitely.
So the first question, which is the most popular one, is asked by Richa also that when can we start yoga when we are pregnant? And also she had a question that she has some spotting in the third month. So is it safe to practice yoga?
Okay. So first of all, congratulations on your beautiful journey. I would say that if you are pregnant, you can do anything and everything which you were doing in your past at a very relaxed form. For example, if you used to practice yoga, say, I'm just giving an example. If you used to do, say, Surya Namaskar and you used to do 50 Surya Namaskar, so now maybe you can practice 10 to 12 Surya Namaskar. If you used to practice weight training, hardcore weight training, now you can switch to light weights or even body weight training. So you can do everything in your pregnancy. But I would always suggest that don't start anything new in your pregnancy. If you are planning a pregnancy, it's a best that you start with your activity, whichever you're planning to do during your pregnancy. So if you're planning to do your running, your cycling, your yoga, your fitness, start doing it before pregnancy. Nevertheless, if you're not been into doing it, doing all this thing, and still you want to do some yoga, as prescribed by the doctor, I would say start with a very expert who is a prenatal expert. They will suggest you very good pranayam and some good pelvic floor stretches, which is going to help you at the later stage of your delivery. Looking at your case, since you said you have spotting, I would suggest that uh, take doctor's advice because there are a lot of reasons behind the spotting. So there are a lot of tests to be done. Your test will tell you your cervix length is proper or not. Your whether there is a hemorrhage or not. Anything, if there is a difficulty, a report card will tell you that. So, with a doctor's advice, you can still do yoga in your second trimester. You can start with pranayam, you can start with light exercises with an expert's advice, and also with the doctor's permission since you are spotting. Otherwise, if for everyone else who is having a normal pregnancy without any difficulty, please go on and start your walking in the first trimester, breathing in the first trimester, and in the second trimester, you can start some jogging also. And also, you can start some of the good exercises which will help to maintain your weight and which will help to prepare your core for the third trimester as your belly weight increases. Yeah.
So I hear, Harsha, that you talk a lot about breathing. Is it because that helps when during the delivery of the baby also?
So yes, so it takes during your delivery. If it is a normal delivery, you go through a lot of natural stress, so which indirectly releases stress hormone. Okay, so it is not good for the baby, and you need to relax your pelvic floor muscles so as there is a good dilation for the normal delivery. And if you're even going for the C-section, still you have stress. So to minimize that stress, you really need to work on your breathing. And from the first trimester, your body heat or your body temperature also fluctuates. Like first trimester is very hot feeling. There's a hot flush in the first trimester. So we advise you to do a lot of cooling breathing, the cooling pranayam. In the second trimester, you will do a lot of relaxing pranayam. Third trimester, you will learn how to do the lamas, or you will learn how to do the hyperventilative breathing during which you need to do during your delivery or when you're pushing the baby out. So yes, breathing throughout is going to help you, even to relax, even to the technique to breathe as well as to push the baby out.
So, are there any exercises which you would advise which can be done in order to have an easy delivery?
Definitely. See, first of all, it's not just your exercise, but it's exercise and the diet. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of thing for your diet, by the way. Let me just tell you, and it goes long back. So after first
Mm-hmm.
trimester, your diet will be different, second will be different, and third will be totally different because you're
Correct.
preparing yourself even for the lactation. So we'll talk about that. Please remind me to talk about the diet separately because you have to focus on that a lot. So, on the
Okay.
third trimester, as soon as it starts, ask your mom, ask your grannies what they used to do. They used to do the chadu pocha, and in order to do the chadu pocha, you need to do a lot of squats. So, squat is your best friend. So, I used to do every day squats. In fact, I used to do 100 squats at a go, 50 squats at a go, because I really wanted to experience that labor pain. I really wanted to experience that natural birth, and I wanted to that happen. And I was so
Oh.
scared looking at the surrounding nowadays. The percentage of normal delivery is really going down. So I was
Yes.
scared that what if the doctor calls me if I don't get a natural pain, because that has happened with lots of my friends that they didn't even get the labor pain. So I was like doing a lot of squats, a hell lot of squats, a lot of stair climbing, uh, a lot of other things which I cannot actually talk on this forum, but they can ask me personally, and I can suggest them for the natural deliver how to actually uh, stimulate that natural labor pain and everything. So that all everything, I was very active. In fact, I did running also, but my diet was very good, very good. And I asked, and I heard what I learned that the old techniques are the best. The more you eat better food, the more it will help you in the future.
Mhm. So it's
Yeah.
the quality of the food which matters, not the quantity really. It's not
Not
ideal to put on any extra weight, I guess.
No, not at all, not at all. You don't have it's a myth that you say that you have to eat for two-person. No. It's not
Mhm.
that way. Yes, you
Okay.
need a lot of nutrients. Okay. So when you talk about nutrients, there are seeds, there are nuts, there are microgreens, and there are good healthy fat, and
Mhm.
definitely we'll talk about postnatal. The postnatal, you need a lots of fiber, lots of iron rich food, lots of some kind of even specific microgreens which will help you in the lactations. So all these things, it'll help you to give you that quality in your baby, quality in your delivery, quality in your recovery. So thankfully, it was all there with my knowledge, and I could follow them. And my mom was there with me in Dubai, so she was there all around during my japa, and she traditionally did the japa for me, and I was like so happy and so blessed, so that you, I could come back post partum into a fitness very soon, very soon.
Great. That was really great. I remember when I was pregnant with my children, I was advised not to sit on the floor. Is that correct or a myth?
Not to sit on the floor.
Yes.
No,
Cross-legged on the floor.
you should sit on the floor. You should during your pregnancy, if your pelvic floor report, which I said. So what
Mhm.
happens, if you are healthy, your pelvic
Mhm.
floor muscles are tight till
Mhm.
the time comes. The pelvic floor muscle is like this. It needs to hold it tight so that your
Mhm.
cervix is totally closed. So if
Yes.
that is there, you don't have to worry at all. You in fact, you need to sit down on the floor and you need to do your butterfly posture. The more you do
Okay.
your butterfly posture, the more your pelvic floor will open up. The more you do the malasana, the more your pelvic floor will open up, and you can like have a smooth delivery. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the theory behind having ghee or castor oil just before the childbirth? Does that help?
Uh, I didn't had to try, though I was in the 39th week. So my doctor said, like, if you're very desperate to get the labor pain, use the castor oil. That's what my even doctor suggested. So what
Okay.
exactly it do is, I know theoretically I've not used it on myself. मुझे use करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, thankfully. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so it it uh, it creates it stimulates your bowel system.
Okay.
Okay? So as you start getting the cramp due to that loose
Mm-hmm.
motion feeling, the it aggravates or it stimulates the labor pain also at times.
Okay.
So that is why the anima is given. That is why the castor oil. That is why even at the end ghee,
Mm-hmm.
garam doodh mein ghee. It's my mom gave me in the last 2 3 days. So I still remember hot glass of milk in the night and ghee and lots of green veg. So I'll tell you, since we are talking about this, you're not just preparing yourself for a healthy delivery. Delivery तो कैसे भी हो जाएगी because the medical has advanced so much. If not normal C-section, and nowadays even
Yes.
C-section is so clean that you don't even see the scar. You are so and you are allowed to sit and stand. The next day onwards. It's not like
Yes.
before. But the main problem what you face is with your gut after you deliver. There is lot of toxins which needs to be flushed out. There is lot of
Mm-hmm.
constipation problem. Lot of girls get hemorrhoid, piles.
Yes.
We don't want to even talk about them. But then that's the ugly truth of pregnancy. You go through a lot of hell. I remember my friend who had a C-section, and she started passing blood from the stool area. So she was so worried. Like, I didn't had a normal delivery. How can I have a hemorrhoid? How can I have a piles? So it can
Yes.
happen with any of the women. So you need to have a lot of good fibrous food in your diet
Yes.
so that you don't get a constipation. You cannot afford to have a constipation after a delivery. You need to have a really healthy gut. So you need to have a lot of vegetables. You need to have a lot of fruits, lot of microgreens. So these things will help you not just to have the nutrients, but also to have the fibrous quantity in your food, which is required. So these are important. Otherwise, trust me, what the doctors do is they just give you a medicine which uh, uh, for the stool softening. I and medicals, you have to hear all this thing. You have to go through all this thing. It's a very harsh truth. You don't want to have that stool softening medicine. Not good.
Yeah, and many a times actually they are not explaining things very well to the new mother, and she gets so perplexed with so
Yeah.
many things around her. And the most important, I think, is that the mother should be at peace, stress free, which actually releases hormones which work towards the well-coming. She should be having good sleep too. This is where people are missing out, and I think these are the best times when they can relax with the baby, and then they ask also that when can they start exercising. Please advise on that. After the baby is born, they should wait for how many days?
So, I was very lucky to have a very good doctor with me. So, the day I crossed my 40 days, so they say that JAPA should be of 40 days, right? So,
Yes.
a lot of girls they come to me before, in fact, their 40 days, and they are like so worried to lose their weight. I would say, like, girls, just relax. Exercise will happen. The first 40 days is all about two things: rest and recovery. You just need to
Mhm.
sleep, you just need to eat good food. Trust me,
Mhm.
these 40 days, if you just take care of your food, if you just take care of your sleep, these two things will help you throughout your life. Don't be in a hurry. In fact, let me just tell you that in my Japa, I in fact gained some more kilos after the pregnancy, in fact. because I was having a lot of good. Good is very good source of iron. You need to have it because you have lost so much of blood. You need to
Mhm.
have all the good nutrients. You need to have that methi ka pani. You need to have soft ka pani, jeere ka pani, whatever, ajwain ka pani, whatever your mom is giving you. Just have it. 40 days, don't ask anything, don't think about anything, just rest and recover. After 40 days, start walking.
Mhm.
And when I talk about 40 days rest and recovery, it doesn't mean you don't get out of the bed. You walk in the house, and after 40 days, you start your regular walk in the park where you do at least 5,000 steps in a day, minimum. Then you start doing Kegels. That's the first thing what you should do. Secondly,
Okay.
you should start doing the pelvic floor exercises and your core rehab. Lot of girls, what they end up doing is they start focusing on losing the weight. Two things happens. One of the girls, she went to the gym straight away after her pregnancy, and she ended up having a hernia. If you know what is a hernia, it's where you the sac above the digestive system, it there is a hole or a crack, and the organs come out, it bulges out. That is called hernia, which should
Mhm.
that's because your core is very weak. You're not supposed to exercise. You're just supposed to have a pelvic floor therapy or a core rehab. And trust me, with that core rehab, you will have a flat stomach. A lot of ladies, what they do, I have seen, their kids have grown up, they have come down to a very thin shape, but their stomach is still bulgy and their stomach is still squeezy. And and they still do so much thing, and they say like, how can I tighten up my stomach? I say that you cannot tighten up your stomach because you still have diastasis recti. This is the term which your doctor should tell you, but unfortunately your doctor is not telling you that. So do you know about it?
No, in fact, this is something new I'm learning today.
Okay. So yeah, so when your belly is getting bigger, you have two abdominal muscles like this. I wish I could have shared the screen and showed you. So your front abdominal muscle is like this. The moment your stomach starts becoming bigger, the muscle has to tear apart like this. Can you see?
Okay.
Like it tears
Okay.
apart like this. And then it
Mhm.
also gets separated like this. Now,
Okay.
once your baby comes out, it start getting together. But
Okay.
there are stages of coming together. And if it is
Mhm.
stage in the stage where it is just joined from the top and the bottom, and you start exercising, your core will become stronger and it will stay like this forever.
Yes.
And definitely you will have a bulgy stomach. So
Mhm.
when until and unless it comes like this, where it is a very thin gap, you should not start exercising of your core specifically. You should not lift heavy objects. That's why even in the olden days they used to say that don't lift anything heavier than your baby. So you're not
Mhm.
supposed to do that. Lot of other girls, they have faced pelvic floor prolapse. Have you heard of that word?
No.
So pelvic floor prolapse is something where wherein your pelvic muscles, there's a sac. There's a pelvic
Mhm.
muscles. Okay, all the pelvic muscles are resting on a sac.
Okay.
That muscle sac becomes starts becoming weak, and it
Mhm.
shrunk down. So आपके जितने भी organs है ना, it starts coming down.
Okay.
In fact, yes. So sometimes the doctor has to do a surgery to apply a mesh to hold it up on the
Okay.
organ. So one of my friend in her second uh, pregnancy, she was given 9 months bed rest just because she didn't have that strength in her pelvic floor, and her everything was coming down before the delivery was supposed to happen. So see, she was supposed to be sleeping upside down, where your was up and your head was down, so that the baby is up and not it's not coming down. So there are so
That
many
becomes
difficult stuff.
that becomes really tough. In fact,
Yeah.
There are some women who complain of urine leakage. They are not able to control the urine. So, what
Yes.
could be the cause and how can it be helped with yoga?
So, so a lot of times when you're not doing your Kegel exercise, when you're not
Mhm.
working on your pelvic floor strengthening, again the same thing which I was saying, that the
Mhm.
control over that pelvic floor muscle, your pelvic floor muscle is like this one. So if it is this is weak, you cannot control your bladder, you know. So whenever there is an urge beforehand, your urine starts leaking. Even that happens not just because of the pregnancy, it happens with the aging also. You must have heard at the elderly age, some of the elders, they start passing the urine in the bed
Yes,
unknowingly.
yes.
That happens only because of the weak pelvic floor muscles. So this is something which is still not taught in over here. You are going to the gym, you're doing heavy squats, you're doing your crunches, but what about the pelvic floor muscle? You have to understand, when you're doing the pelvic floor muscle, it's a very
Mhm.
internal muscle. It's like, imagine a thin line going from the front of your stomach till the back, or your front of the navel till the back, and from side
Okay.
to side. Where these 2 points interact, that point is the center of your pelvic floor muscle. Now, that muscle has to be worked on. So, that internal muscle, you cannot squeeze. Like when we say that squeeze your hip, you can literally see the hip squeezing. When you say that tighten up your stomach muscle, you can feel it by touching it, but internal muscle, you
Mhm.
cannot feel it. Hence, there is not much uh, care has been taken in our India. So I would advise all the ladies specifically, because you are going through more than the men. So you need to do more of your Kegels. You need to do more of your pelvic floor exercises. You need to do more of your core rehab, so that you don't have this urine leakage problem, you don't have pelvic floor prolapse in your second baby. So all this thing has to be taken care of while you have delivered a baby. Or if you really want to have this, avoid all this thing, आप ये सब पहले से ही कर सकते हैं, even before you are starting your pregnancy. So yeah.
Okay. Even if you are if you're not already planning a baby, you can start these exercising and start strengthening your muscles. And
Definitely. Yeah.
as you say that you should start exercising only after a certain period, but how does one judge that the body is ready to do these exercises
That
after the baby?
Okay, so there is something called pelvic floor physiotherapist or a pelvic floor expert. So they will check your pelvic floor muscle and they will see how much your pelvic floor has got strengthened. They will also, even, in fact, when a person comes to me, I check their diastasis recti. At what level have they recovered? Third,
Mhm.
even the doctors does a sonography and they check whether the uterus has shrinked completely or not. So all this checkups needs to be done. So even
Mhm.
if a person comes to me after having a yes from the doctor, I still check them further and tell them that what sort of exercise they should do. Some girls are so well recovered that they can start very soon, but some
Yes.
girls are still having problem after 1 month and 3 months of their delivery, and they still need to go slow. So every person is different and they should be treated differently. Don't follow a random YouTube video. You are just you're just going to hamper yourself. um, Follow an expert advice that will help you in a correct direction, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, a big concern with the new moms is how do they prevent stretch marks, and also how do they lose the weight. So you guide them here, please.
Okay. Um, for the stretch marks, see, let me just be very, very frank, girls. It's the heritage. Look at your mom's stomach. If your mom has uh, stretch marks, you are having 80% chances that you will get stretch marks. If your mom doesn't have stretch marks, you will have 80% chances of not having a stretch marks. That's real, because your genetics will decide what kind of skin you have. Your genetic skin. See, some skin are so glowy all the time. Some skin are so dull. So even genetically, we have taken something. See, I'm being very frank with you all. I'm an expert and मैं बोलूँगी कि आओ मेरे पास आओ मैं आपका stretch marks हटा दूँगी. It's not gonna happen. But you can always minimize the visibility of that stretch mark. For example, before the pregnancy, if you are planning a pregnancy, before that, how much ever before, 6 महीना पहले से अगर हो सके तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है. Start exercising, because with exercise your collagen level increases. Collagen is something which decides your elasticity of your skin. So if you're exercising, your collagen increases. So if there is going to be 10 stretch marks instead of 10 stretch marks instead of that, you will have only 4 stretch marks. So it is less, right? Then secondly, during the whole pregnancy, apply a coconut oil. I did apply the bio oil but I don't know how much it worked, But I really applied a lots of different oils on my stomach, a lot during my on my stomach, on my chest, on my wherever parts which I knew that it's going to the stretch marks can come. I applied it. Plus, I had a lot of good food again, which was rich in vitamin E, so that I get a lot of good nutrients for my skin. A lot of vitamin A, a lot of vitamin E, a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, a lot of water, a lot of exercises. So this will reduce the chances of having a stretch marks. By any chance, if you get stretch mark, start focusing on having a flat stomach. The more the flatter the stomach you will have, the appearance of the stretch mark will reduce. The more the saggy skin you will have, the more the appearance of the stretch mark you will have. So exercising and applying oil even after the pregnancy will help you a lot. Vitamin C will help you a lot. So vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, these three things is your friend, and water and exercise is your friend all the time, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, even after pregnancy. Trust me, there is no shortcut. I can show you a lot of bodybuilders, ladies who go on the stage with bikini, and they have 2 to 3 kids. And trust me, they have stretch marks, but it is not visible. You know why? Because they have a flat stomach. So if you have a flat stomach with the dedication and determination and discipline, yes, the visibility will reduce.
So according to you, Harsha, how many months should you give yourself to come back to your original shape?
I would say to come back to the shape 1 year, because they say that you took 9 months to become a fully grown pregnant woman, right?
Yes.
Give yourself that same 9 months to uh, to come back to their normal stage. So that way you can at least you will be in a very holistic form. It won't be like a quick result. The ladies who are having a quick comeback, they always go back to their pregnancy weight. I have seen that. So take your time. 1 kg in a month or 2 kg in a month is good enough. Don't target for more than 2 kgs in a month. If for God's sake, if you went more than 2 kgs, your skin will start sagging. Understand this thing, girls. This is so, I mean, simple, isn't it? This is your muscle, and now this became so big. This fat will reduce. Where will that extra skin go? It will start, it will start becoming saggy. So if you go slow weight loss, if you go for a slower weight loss, what will happen? Your skin will also get time to shrink. So if you want to look good, you need to have a good skin, not just a thin body. You need to have a good skin. So go slow. 1 year minimum. Take 1 year. Have patience. But that 1 year is the only time. If you don't reduce in that 1 year, your weight will stay with you forever. So that's what my mom said, and I was so scared, and I actually lost everything in 1 year. So 1 year is your time, actually. 1 year.
Yes. Like sometimes I'm seeing that those women who plan to children, they say, okay, we'll not work out after the first baby. we'll get back in shape after the second baby is born. Is that a correct way to look at things?
Not at all. Not at all. If you do that, first of all, you know what? Every time you're becoming pregnant, some or the other way, it is, hampering your body. You're going to a sacrifice. You have lost so many things. You have lost so much of strength. Why, I would say? It's like if your health was 100%, you came to say 60%, you lost 40% of your health. Now you want to go from 60% to 40%. Why, I would say? From 60%, whatever you lost, that 40%, try to gain that 80%, and then come back, and again, instead of again going to 40%, come to 60%. So I'm saying that don't lose your strength, your body, eh, completely in your two pregnancy. It will become hell difficult to come back. Hell difficult. It's always good to maintain throughout the pregnancy. In fact, even during the pregnancy, if you look at my pictures, yes, I gained weight, but that was all during the last trimester and during my japa. Before that, I was all just my stomach was bulging out and nothing else. So you need to take care of your weight gain. You need to take care of your exercises. If you are thinking कि जितना weight gain करना है कर लेते हैं एक बार में, बाद में देखा जाएगा, doesn't happen that way. And anything quick is dangerous for you. So please take care of yourself. Yes.
And any special advice during these COVID times for the pregnant women?
Yes. I would say take care of your immunity. So I know, Nina, I think I wanted to ask you, in your
Hmm.
micro, what all do you suggest for the immunity?
So we have a microbean which is called immunity booster, where we
Mm-hmm.
are giving the microbeans because they are very rich in zinc, and zinc is important to strengthen your respiratory organs. And radish, because radish has a lot of vitamin C, and we all know that vitamin C is very beneficial for colds, coughs, etc. So this helps to build up your immunity, and you have to build it up throughout your pregnancy period. It's not that in a day you will be achieving a lot by eating one portion. You have to be regularly eating very well. And in fact, like we have been talking about collagen also, I would say the old age methods was to eat corn. Even I've eaten a lot of corn during my japa period. And the new way is to eat microgreens, which have a lot of collagen in them, which helps to clear your skin and detoxify your body also.
So
So,
there you go. So that is what is needed in this COVID time. You need to have a lot of fresh, like I envy, uh, because I was in Dubai. I didn't had you. I had microgreens over there, but then I didn't had so easy availability. Now since I am also in Calcutta and I take the supplies from you, and I'm really feel blessed because as a working mother myself, I really don't get time to grow my own microgreens, though I want
mhm.
to in future. But then if and it's not just one microgreen; it's like two, three microgreens for different purposes, which you
Yes.
can suggest, which you can give, and it's so helpful, I must say. So I would say that all the mothers who is planning the baby, who is having a baby right now, focus on your microgreens, focus on your water intake, focus on your walks, and you will have a perfect delivery. You will have a beautiful child in your hand. Trust me, you just need to have a proper diet in place and the exercises. Everything else will be taken care of.
Yes, actually, it sounds so scary when everybody is talking about how difficult a pregnancy can be. But I think if we follow certain steps, it can be very smooth, and that would be the best for the baby also, because the stress of the mother would also pass on to the baby, and ultimately, it is not very happy situation to be in.
So
So
true.
thank you so much, Harsha. It was very, very educative. Even I learned so much today. Although, like, I have 4 children, but I still feel that there is lots which I could learn from you today. So
Yes.
Harsha is also
Yeah.
into Tibetan therapy, where she uses bells, and the sounds from the Tibetan bells calm
Yes.
your brain, and also detoxify your body, which helps to regenerate your entire system. So if you would like to follow Harsha, her Insta handle is Harsha Fit Mom, and you can connect with her and maybe ask her for more advice. And in the next week and in the next edition of Ask, Learn and Adopt, we bring to you Megha Rawal, who would be talking about food combinations. So hope to see you with us the next week on the 10th of August. Thank you so much. Thank you, Harsha.
Thank you, Nina, once again.
Yes, and we sign off now.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
evening.
you so much. Good evening. Namaste.
Bye.